And we are live. Welcome everybody to the One to Go show. Ryan Aho, Puka, a couple housekeeping items. Okay, another drawing, $20 gift card. The Bottle Shop, like I said, right over yonder, just a few blocks away. That's the place you buy your booze this weekend because Marcus is one of our racers. The Bottle Shop right here in Hibbing. Kelly Lambert, $20 gift certificate. Find me up in the booth. You're looking at the announcer's table to the right, far to the right. $20 gift certificate coming to you. And like I said, we thank the Bottle Shop. So day one in the books. And I guess we'll start with the late models. So Ryan, go ahead. Thoughts on this race just finished up?
The biggest thing is Daryl Nelson. Congratulations. He wanted the whole. I talked to him. He said, "I want the whole weekend to rain out." He hates coming up here. He does not like Rapids. Does not like Hibbing. It's not his two favorite tracks. But he got her done in the late model. And that winning the feature at the Labor Day Shootout, locked up the structural buildings with Soda Late Model Challenge Series for the Hermantown Hammer. So, tip of the cap, Daryl Nelson. Great to see him in victory lane. Especially, dude, he got screwed in the modified. Literally got screwed. And the corner guy, right? The corner guy, Skeeter Esty, needs to find the turn 4 corner guy. Bring him to Snickers, right? Because they're sponsoring us. Bring him to Snickers. Jim's. My bad. Yeah, bring him to Jim's. Bring him to Palmer's. Whatever, right? You owe him steak dinner, okay? Nothing against Skeeter. He jumped by a mile. Daryl Nelson had the heat race 1 in the modified. He jumped by a mile. Stevie Wonder actually texted me and said that. And I'm like, wow, Stevie Wonder saw it. Everybody saw it. The corner guy here literally let it go. He wins a heat race, redraws the pole. Choo-choo train on the tires, wins the feature. He did everything, that he had to do. As a racer, I would jump. Why not? Take a chance. Try to jump. You're trying to win, right? Do what you got to do. The corner guy, they're like this, right? I think maybe they just fire all the corner guys tonight. Me and Puka, we'll go down in the corner tomorrow. We will be, I'm going to volunteer my time. I will be a corner guy because the corner guys here literally are terrible. They made horrible deal there on Daryl Nelson getting screwed in a modified heat. Harry Hansen flat out took out Mike Belfi.
Yeah.
And Harry Hansen gets his spot back. Zach Wallers flat out takes out Jeffrey Massengill. Gets his spot back. I'm like, holy cow. Then in the one heat, Jake Miller got caught up in a wreck. And the wrecker guy was, I don't know, drunk or something, driving him, jerking his car, and stuff was falling off the car. And they stopped down there. And they stopped, and they shouldn't have went green. Next thing you know, he's got stuff. He's like, whoa, stop. I got to grab some stuff that fell off the car. He gets out. They go green. The corner guys fly out. They literally throw a temper tantrum like 2-year-olds yelling at this guy. I'm like, what's wrong with these people, right? So, good to be back overall in Hibbing, but there's a couple things that just drove me nuts. People are like, man, do you miss it? I'm like, not when I saw some of this stuff. So, but Daryl Nelson, hell of a good night. Kyle Peterlin had a really good night. He was impressive in the heat race. He went a lane up and drove to the win and got second in the feature. Great run for the 23. My pick of Derek Vessel. Thought maybe he was going to win, but features were weird. The mod feature was on the tires. They go out there, they water the top, then it's literally just roll through the middle. It kind of widened out, then the bottom lockdown took rubber. I think it took rubber at the end of the mod feature, but the top was fast because of the water. And once that water blew off, they went down to the rubber. They're really hard to pass. Glenn's moved up a bunch, but...
Yeah, Glenn's from the B feature to 7th, so he was looking good. And remember Skeeter Esty, so that was my dark horse pick. If you guys watched the show from last week, I said, because you said any bold predictions, I thought, he's done it a lot of laps here. His dad's done a lot of laps here. His brother's done a lot of laps here. So that maybe that's the guy that can do it. So, congratulations.
Congrats to Skeeter getting it done. I mean, he did what he had to do. I mean, like I said, I would have jumped too. I'd do the same thing. If they're not going to call you on it, why not? So if you're a racer and you're watching this, everybody jump the start tomorrow. Everybody. Like if your second row just passed coming out of 4, they ain't going to call it. If they do, they're going to go restart, put you back a spot. So take a chance. Why wouldn't you, right? Because I'm just baffled by it, right? I even talked to some people that work at the track, and they're like, I don't know, like maybe we go to the no-fault caution rule because they can't seem to get anything right. So I'm not going to say.
I'm not going to say who said that. We're not doing the no-fault caution.
We don't want that deal. But so Skeeter Esty won. Great run for Johnny Broking, who, by the way, his dad whooped his ass in the heat race. Absolutely schooled him in the heat race. Johnny schooled his dad in the feature. Yeah. He was there. He got to Skeeter, turned him a little bit a couple times, and I'm like, he's got to learn how to rough people up. I mean, he saw his dad race, right? I raced against Bob.
His dad threw a
Bob
slider on lap 2.
Yeah, Bob just give you the quarter medal. So, Johnny, you just got to come in and get bankboard him a little bit. Do what you got to do. Drive through the infield. I don't care. Make it happen. But you do that here, somebody might spin out. Super stocks, my favorite class. The whole class got screwed because they watered at intermission. They ran them. They had intermission. They farmed the track. They had a Scarfire blade. They watered it. It was literally nothing but like gravelly, greasy, whatever. And Jeff Tardy jumped in Reberg's car. A guy spun out and he couldn't even turn. He tried to avoid it, hit the grease, slid into the guy. Bam! You know, Tardy's night's done. And it was all because of the grease. Dave Flynn looked really good.
He was strong.
He looked really good. He drove by Burdick. Burdick was too tight to be in that grease. And he looked really good. Shane Sabraski looked really good. I haven't looked at the passing points. I don't think, I could be wrong. Burdick, if he's in the top 8 in the redraw, it's at the back end of that. I don't know if he made the redraw or not. I haven't seen that. But I can assure you this, Sabraski and Dave Flynn are both in the redraw. Your track champion here, Kevin Celine, he had a really good race. Actually, he drove by Scott Lawrence to take the lead, and literally in the last corner, Scott Lawrence got him back. I talked to Scott. He has one Labor Day shootout win. That was actually a pretty good race. I would say overall, and it's hard for me to say this, right? But I think the Midwest Mod Racing, there was a few more cautions than I'd like, but I think the Midwest Mod Racing was the best. And if I'm looking forward to any feature tomorrow, it's the Midwest Mods.
Yeah, it's going to be, I think, a Tyler Kittner Van de Kamp shootout. Van de Kamp started dead last in that.
Mac Esty started dead last.
Yeah, Mac Esty. Yeah, so
he
Mac
looked
Esty
really good.
Yeah.
And another guy, a couple people that were here that I was surprised to see. Zach Benson was here, right? He's been struggling as of late. He ran really good early in the year. Marcus Dunbar, you know, them guys are here, but Van de Kamp, Mac Esty, and then Tyler Kittner, who's my pick, they were really good. So that was my guess there. I don't think anybody's beating Chad Finkbone in the Pure Stocks anytime soon.
I don't think so.
And it'll be interesting in the Supers. I mean, literally right now you have the top 3 Super Stocks in all of Wissota are here. Kevin Burdick, Shane Sabraski, Dave Flynn.
Right.
I hope they start close together. I don't want to see one starting in the front row, one starting 8th. I don't want to see that. I want to see them all start right together and let them race for 25 laps or whatever it is tomorrow.
Yeah, so a lot of racing, to get in again tomorrow. So so just to recap, so it was it was Esty, Broking, Utanen, right?
Utanen.
Last year's winner, and then in the late models it was Daryl Nelson. I'm trying to think who was
Kyle
Peterlin and Pat Dorr.
And Kyle chased him down.
Yeah.
Actually, him and Dorr both chased him down. They got into the rubber there, and Kyle Peterlin probably had the best. If the track would have been just clean, he had a really good car in the heat race. I think he might have been the guy to possibly beat in this deal. He looked really good all night long, and I would expect tomorrow, I'm going to say fade Daryl. Nothing against Daryl. I'm a big Daryl Nelson fan, but I just don't think he's going to have the same night tomorrow night. But I would expect to see the 23, the 11, the 16 all right up front tomorrow night if I had to guess.
Yeah, the 16 was 4th. He was trying to sneak under Dorr a couple of times, especially as the race getting later, blacker and blacker, but he just couldn't quite get it done. So, so like I said, a lot of racing tomorrow because tonight was just late models and modifieds for the feature, and of course we go the full gamut tomorrow. So, of course, keep tuning in here. And I also want to thank, I know some sports bars are playing the show this weekend to kind of update fans. So if you're at a sports bar out there, I want to thank you for, tuning into the One to Go Show with your digital TV. Also, we've got swag. So Ryan and I are walking around if you want some swag. And then, like I said, Kelly Lambert, come find me. Got a gift card for you. Any closing thoughts? Are we good to go?
No, that's it. We'll be back here tomorrow. And, the nice thing is it got done early, right? 6 hours in. It's 11:30. Yeah. It's been done for 20 minutes maybe, right? So 5-hour program, much better than that in the years past when it was 8 hours, right? So that's better. And tomorrow I would expect the same. You don't have all the heats for the Midwest Mods and stuff. So realistically, I can see tomorrow being a 4.5 hour program, which is perfect. Yeah. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, much better format the last couple of years. So, all right, for Ryan Aho, it is Puka. Thank you so much for joining us. Goose, I see you're watching. We owe you a gift card you won earlier. Come find me. We'll catch you all in tomorrow's videos. Have a good night, everyone.